Yo, what up? It's your boy Ronatron. Coming off with some diets that I feel like a lot of people should actually like know more about, or as far as going into the new year, trying different things and wanting to branch off into trying a new lifestyle. I wouldn't necessarily call them diets because at the end of the day, as far as you eating, you're going to be putting yourself in like a new lifestyle. So let's start with something I'm giving like the most common few that I know as far as like what people choose to do usually. So the vegetarian diet is like a good way to lose weight, especially for the lazy people like myself that don't like to really count calories. It's not something that you necessarily have to count calories on because it's a little bit easier to lose weight because you're not going to really be eating too many heavy foods. So really, to be honest with you, like a lot of vegans are more like just going to eat a lot of like vegetables, a lot of beans, a lot of plant-based proteins, and then like a lot of fruits. Because as far as being a vegan, you're going to have to make up for a lot of nutrients. So I'm going to tell you a few things that you're going to miss. As far as being like a vegan, like the couple downsides, you're going to lose several nutrients as far as like vitamin B12, vitamin D. You're going to lose iron, calcium, like zinc, and then as far as like the meats, omega-3. And something else I would say is like creatine. Like if you're working out, you're going to have to get that natural substance as far as like your nutrients. You're going to have to start taking supplements, stuff like that, because then you'll start to be deficient in those types of areas as far as like you missing those. And then I will say there are a couple pluses about being a vegan. Lower chance of diabetes, type 1 and type 2, and lower chance of Alzheimer's, and a lower chance of dying from a heart attack. So those are things as far as like look in the future that you would, want to worry about as far as like getting older, or, if your family is in like a high risk of any of those. I guess that's something that I would say to look forward to. Make sure you talk to your doctor. Obviously, you would talk to the doctor and make sure that's something that would be recommended for you, because you always want to talk to your doctor as far as like switching up lifestyles, diets, stuff like that. You always want to be able to talk to them about it, and then just make sure that's actually something that you guys can do. Okay, the second diet that a lot of people, I'm not gonna say a lot of people, but I feel like a few people that should, if they want to lose weight, this is something that I suggest. Now, the name I would call it is a low-carb diet, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's a low-carb diet, because as far as me eating this diet, it's kind of like my diet. I'm not really on a diet, but this is kind of how I eat. So I call it a low-carb diet, right? But in all actuality, the things that I choose to eat are carb smart. So if I eat anything, like I do like carb smart tortillas, carb smart bread. I don't eat a lot of cheese. I don't eat a lot of fatty foods, and I don't eat a lot of fatty meats. So like do like a demonstration on something that I'm talking about as far as like a carb smart. So there's like regular bread, and then there's carb smart bread, right? So your regular bread would probably be like, I don't know off the top of my head, but let's say it's 150 calories a slice, 15 grams of protein, 15 grams of carbs, maybe 2 grams of fiber, or 8 grams of fiber, or whatever the case may be. So let's say you get a carb smart bread. The calories will probably be 80 a slice as far as calories. Carbs will be probably like 19. But then there's something in there that I want you guys to look for. It's called dietary fibers. So dietary fibers is something that your body cannot process. So all fibers are things that your body cannot process. As far as like it coming out of your sphincter, comes out of the back end. So it's like, if it's 19 grams of carbs and it's 17 grams of dietary fibers, it'll be technically 2 grams of carbs. So technically, if you're doing like a carb smart anything, you should look forward to those, because it's kind of like it's like a hidden gem. It's like, finding something in the system that works for you. And it's like, you can still eat bread, you can still eat tortillas, you can still eat chips. You just have to find those types of things as far as like, look on the back, like look at the label. Like when you start grabbing food, you gotta like pay attention. Especially if you're gonna put yourself on a diet, you know what I'm saying? So you have to look for dietary fibers, right? And then subtract it from the carbohydrates and then that'll be the carbs that you have, because technically you're going to poop out the rest of it, and your body's not going to, it's not going to sit inside, you know what I'm saying? So it's just going to come out, and it's kind of just going to but on the low carb diet, I would say increase your intake on meats. In any of these diets, increase your intake on protein, period. But on the low carb diet, you can eat meats. So just try to eat like less fattier meats. Like if you're gonna eat steak, get a center cut steak. If you're gonna eat chicken, get a chicken breast. Make sure you take off all the fat. If you're gonna eat bacon, make sure you get turkey bacon. Like, you know, stuff like that. Like, just make sure that the things that you're eating are like within that realm of, you know, actuality that'll make sense of you to eat it, instead of eating like 2 cheeseburgers from the county. You feel me? Like, you don't do that. Don't do that. The third diet is something that most people actually already kind of do, just not in the right way necessarily. It's called an omnivore diet. Basically, let me tell you like this, right? The dinosaurs, there's omnivores, carnivores, and, you know, the grass eaters. We ain't no grass eaters. I'm not no grass eaters. I need a steak. I need a chicken sandwich. You feel me? So this is the diet necessarily I would put for most people. I would say the omnivore diet is kind of like a good option, because you can still eat pasta, noodles, you can still eat bread, you can still eat all the fruits in the world, bananas, guavas, pineapples, apples, watermelons. You feel me? You can still eat all the breads you want, all the meats you want, but there are restrictions. You got to count your calories. Have to. You can do MyFitnessPal. You can do anything. Just about. You can go on Google Store, Apple Store. You can find free apps that'll help you count your calories. So this is something that you definitely will have to count your calories on, and you have to pay attention, because you can go overboard with carbs. You can go overboard with fats. You can go overboard with sugars. You can't go overboard with proteins necessarily, but, you know, trying to fit that cost in and make sure that you have all the proteins that you actually need, it's kind of hard sometimes, especially when you're above 150 pounds. It's hard. It's costly. You have to be smart about it. You have to make sure you're eating all the certain meals that you have to eat during the day. So I'm 230 pounds, let's say roughly, right? 6 foot, 230 pounds. Getting 230 pounds of protein every single day is not the easiest thing in the world. Everybody knows that. Once you start to look at how much stuff per serving size has protein, it's kind of hard as far as like normal foods to do it. It's not impossible. By any means, it's not impossible. I've done it several times, several weeks at a time. I've done it. But the cost of making sure that you have the right protein, sometimes it's just not the easiest thing to do. So you have to get like supplements. Like sometimes you can't just eat straight lean, ground beef, lean, turkey meat. You can't just eat steaks and chicken. Sometimes you gotta get like a protein shake, or if you want to go, you know, the Fairlife protein shakes. Like the big ones are like 42, not big, but like the ones that have like a lot, like 42 grams of protein for one. I've incorporated eating yogurt. I've incorporated eating like protein granola. You have to watch the protein granola though, because they're a little high on calories. Like they decent. Like you add it to the yogurt, it's pretty good, but they're kind of high on calories, and you don't want to go over. As far as like being in the calorie deficit, this is like in the omnivore diet. I would say you could do the omnivore diet with a calorie deficit, and you can kind of work your way down as far as being in a healthy, you know, the healthiest way. As this is my opinion. So if anybody else tell you anything else, this is just my opinion as far as like the healthiest diet. As far as if you're gonna do a calorie deficit, I would definitely say to do omnivore diet, which is kind of just like a balanced diet, like the diet you used to have as far as like a little kid. Like if you was a little kid in middle school, the diet that they showed you, like the dairy, the fruit, the vegetables, the protein, that's all it is. That's literally all like a omnivore diet is. Alright, so the fourth diet is, or fourth lifestyle / diet, whatever you want to call it, is pescatarian. So pescatarian is another popular choice as far as like people want not to eat necessarily. Some people just don't like red meat, some people don't like pork, and some people really just don't care about eating chicken, because some of us grew up eating chicken all the time. Some people. But anyways, so it's kind of just like this is all like my people that love them seafood boils. You just can't have all that sauce. Let's relax. So you can eat fish, you can eat what, cod, catfish, white bass, whatever you want to eat, you can eat all of it. You know what I'm saying? You can eat shrimp, lobster, crab legs, you can eat, you know what I'm saying? If you came out the ocean, you can eat it. You want to go eat little Nemo and them, go ahead and try them. Eat the little fin first. So or you can still eat eggs, and you can eat like all the carbs and vegetables and the fruits that you want to eat. One thing, you just can't eat meat. You can't eat beef, can't eat chicken, can't eat no ducks, no turkeys, no raccoon. You know, you country folk. You know what I'm saying? Don't be eating all that food. So, it's kind of like, I mean, I don't know, like it's not bad. You kind of just exclude all the meat. You know, you still eat everything else. It's kind of simple. It's really simple. Go pick up Nemo and then go eat them. Don't eat Dory though. You might lose your memory. All right, and we're gonna save the worst for last. I mean, the best for last. I mean, the 5th diet is keto. Yeah, so great. It's actually not good. Don't do it. A lot of people be trying keto. It's stupid. Don't do it. Yeah, you heard me. I don't care who told you that it was good. Stop it. Put it down. Go figure something else out. I just told you which one to go do. Figure it out. This is the worst one to do. I don't care what nobody say. It's the worst thing to do. Don't do it. Okay? I'm ready to tell you, right? The keto diet is a high-fat, low-carb diet that aims to pull the body into a state called ketosis. Ketosis only works if your body actually does it. If you don't, you're going to be in the hospital. You're going to lose weight. Trust me, you're going to lose weight. But I guarantee you're going to be in the hospital. You're going to be hurting and feeling nasty. Don't do it. You need carbs, first of all. You can go look this up. You can go Google it on your own. You need carbs for energy. Basically what it is replacing the carbs and using fat for carbs as far as energy. So you don't have any carbs. So your body is pulling the fat and it's cutting down fat faster than it's supposed to. And that's going to make your body sick. You're going to end up in the hospital or you're going to end up sick doing keto. Don't do it. Trust me. I ain't did it, but you can go look at other people that do it. Now, if you're not doing like a super hardcore keto diet, if you're still eating carbs, then technically you can still do keto, but not really. It just won't be keto. It'll kind of be like your own thing. But it burns fat for energy instead of burning carbs for energy because you don't have any carbs in your system. So you're going to feel bad. You're not going to have any energy. And you're kind of just going to, you know what I'm saying? You're just going to want to snack. But you're going to feel bad. You're going to be low energy. You're going to have an attitude. You're not really going to be, you know, your usual self. You're going to be really tired. And you're not going to want to do very much. So just trust me when I say it's not what you're going to do. All right. That is all of the diets / lifestyles I would recommend except one. They're all inclusively good on their own, but at the same time, they all have their negatives. Pros and negatives. Everything has a pro and negative, regardless. Workouts, diets, foods, anything. Everything has a pro, everything has a con. So it's kind of just up to you whether what you want to pick as far as like your choices. But I gave you 5 choices, and you know, I really only suggest, I'm not going to only suggest one, but there are 4 good choices out of the 5. So I hope you guys pick wisely. I hope you have a great night, great day, or great afternoon, whenever you're seeing this. Deuces.